Everybody, Mr. Bone here. Just wanted to give an update on some grades. I have put in the first set of lesson grades from edgenuity. So I did tell you last week, I believe, that I've entered in the big unit that we did before spring break. So for sixth grade, that was Australia. For seventh grade, it was Africa. Now we're entering in by each lesson each week. I've recommended that you try to get through one of the lessons each week, get up to a quiz, and so on. So for sixth grade, that first one was physical features of the United States. And for seventh grade, it was boundaries and territories. And I've entered those in. You can see those in Skyward now. So if you are kind of wondering what that's going to look like and how it affects grades and things like that, that first one is in. For sixth grade, physical features of Canada and seventh grade international boundaries, I will enter those in on this coming Friday. So I recommended you had that done last Friday. I'm giving you sort of a week before I enter in grades. Not that they're late grades, not that you can't go back and do them. If you haven't done them yet, please do go back and do them. And then drop me an email telling me that you did complete it so I can go back in and check the grade and put it in for you. So don't feel like anything we've done can't be completed if you haven't done it yet. That goes all the way back to what it's called real school stuff. So I still have some people turning in tests, 6 frames, RITPs, all kinds of stuff. So if you go back into Skyward and you look at anything that's in third marking period, and I know it seems like a long time ago now because it has been, but go back and anything that's in third marking period is still fair game if you're trying to raise a grade or get something turned in or done. If it's a test, if it's whatever it is, we can do it over the internet. I've had several people do 6 frames where you just draw 6 pictures as you would for the 6 frame, follow the directions of whatever 6 frame it is, draw the pictures, get them colored, and then just take pictures of each one and send them to me in an email. It's really pretty simple. So don't forget to go back and look at those grades. I have quite a few people, too big of a number of people who haven't done anything yet since we've been gone. And so we're going to have to get a hold of those people. If these general announcements aren't having any effect, we have to start calling or doing something. This does count. This is real world. These are grades. These are whatever you want to call them. This stuff does count. So you do need to make sure that you are getting done with whatever assignments there are. Now, I have been hearing from many people for the social studies class, the edgenuity class, since spring break, the way I've divided it up and I've assigned it, most everybody feels that it's pretty fair as far as what I'm expecting. Fairly simple, fairly quick to be done. That doesn't mean you can just go through and slap any old answer down. You do have to pay attention to the guy talking, do his little checkup questions, answer your assignment. I know that some people are still having a hard time on the assignment part as far as the grade. Don't forget, when they ask you to write a paragraph, they're really looking for you to use all of the vocabulary terms that they gave you. So again, if you want to write down vocabulary terms, you want to take notes, whatever you want to do, write those down. Then when you're giving your answer, make sure you use all those vocab terms and to make sure that it is a paragraph. I know it sounds, hey, I've been talking about this all year, right? We talk about paragraphs. You've got to have an introduction, a body, a conclusion, that kind of a thing. Have a real paragraph for that to get marked as a good grade. Having one complete sentence or 2 complete sentences isn't going to do it, or having a couple of complete sentences and not using any of the terms that they gave you isn't going to do it. So make sure you're just trying to follow that formula and do the best you can on that. You do get some retakes on the quizzes and tests, but don't blow through those. I think a couple people, too many people, are getting through those 10 and then they have to email and say, hey, I'm out of retakes. And then when I go in and I look at those, a lot of times you took 30 seconds or a minute and a half or something to do the quiz. So make sure you're taking your time. Make sure you're doing it. If you do it right the first time, it's going to go a lot quicker. Even if you take twice the time to do it right, it's still quicker than doing it wrong 4 times. So that's about what we have for grades right now. And don't forget, tomorrow, 10:30 will be our next video meet. And so we want to talk about tomorrow. I'd like you to think about what, if you had to define this whole situation, this whole coronavirus situation, if you had to define this whole situation with one item in your house, what would that item be? Bring it to the meet, and we'll talk about, kind of show and tell or whatever you want to call it. But say, hey, this item to me represents this whole coronavirus issue because whatever. So you don't have to do that, but that's going to be my question of the day tomorrow. I've tried to have a question each time we've had a meet, and that will be the one for tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Set your alarms, and I'll see you then.